Hello everybody, welcome to the Chessbait Drivecast, the one-stop shop for kind of controversial, wait, that's not how the intro works, kind of controversial topics and opinions. So, I hope that the road sounds aren't too loud, but considering that I'm on what is, highway road and how fast I'm going usually determines how loud the road sounds are going to be, I'm guessing probably not. I'm just hoping that future me actually edited out the road sounds for once. But enough dilly-dallying with my possible future self. I'm here to address a certain topic that a lot of us are probably familiar with, at least if you're around my demographic and age. It's about voting. And no, I'm not here to talk about whether you should vote or not. That's a whole different topic that I can talk about for years on end. Not really. I mean, I'd rather save that type of topic for when election season comes around, for, the presidential election season. But what I want to talk about are the senators and Republicans and the House of Representatives, because it's midterm season. This is when we demonstrate whether Joe Biden, old Biden, has been doing a good job or not. Because let's be real, a lot of people don't think he's doing a good job, and I happen to be one of those people. But hey, you're not going to please everyone. That's just how it works in the job description. But certain Democrats are afraid that it's going to show in the polls, that they're afraid that it's going to show in the overall outcome. Dude, at this point, I'm just tired of people sending so many fucking ads about, ooh, this person sucks because they don't approve of this. Hey, I'm this thing and I want to do this because fuck you. Like, I don't give a shit at this point. I hate both parties for what they are. Like, I'm going to get political here. Democrats suck because they never keep their word. Republicans suck because the word that they're keeping is literally, fuck whoever doesn't align with me. And by align with me, I mean literally isn't a clone of me. Like, come on, man. I'm just, let's be real, the whole nation's tired of a bunch of the same people, the same actors, taking over and having control over these powerful nations over and over again. We just want someone who's reasonable, who's different, who still has power, who's able to enact said power, but at the same time be gentle enough to not crush everything in their path. And those type of people are rare to find these days. You're not going to find people like that anymore, since God knows, only God knows. I don't fucking know, man. Like, people know that, if we're being completely honest, everybody in America knows that we have two crappy choices every time, and we have to choose whichever is the lesser of two evils. And at the same time, everybody else in the world just watches and says, wow, like, this is really sad politics. Like, we over here actually deal with concepts that, get way more radicalized than what the hell are you guys doing over here? And, so on and so forth. I'm just tired of the same tired ads. Like, I can genuinely tell, oh, this one's doctored. Like, you just took a bunch of clips and put them back to back to make this person look bad. Not only is that false advertising, it's just lazy. Like, if you want to attack someone, at least attack someone for something that people will understand. Sure, I'm an intellectual, and as an intellectual, I'm a very small sliver of the vast majority of people who don't want to think and don't want to have to choose about which person is going to lead them. Like, let's be real, the average person does not like choosing. Even if we're given two choices, we would legitimately just choose one out of random if it meant that we don't have to think about it again. And that's the whole stupid part. All that voting really is just, hey, like, I know you don't care about voting and I know you don't want to vote, so here's this ballot. If you vote for me, you don't have to worry about that ever again. Just vote for me and it's all Gucci, man. Like, if you vote for me, then all of your wildest dreams will come true, and if it doesn't, well, it's not going to get worse than it is right now, so who cares? And it fucking pisses me off every time. On top of that, there's also the small issue of the people that are voting in the first place. Like, I hate to say this, but those the videos that show, ooh, Americans are really stupid and can't find anything on a map, and that's because Americans, on average, are very stupid. They don't care about education because all they care about is whatever sport they want to do well in. All they care about is, you know, getting whatever scholarships and parties and frats that they can get into just so they can party their way through life. And it fucking sucks for someone like me who has aspirations of doing big things but can't do any of them because I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, and, you know, most importantly, there's people above me in the ladder who's gotten into the same position just because, you know, their little daddy signed a check-in. That's all certain companies need for you to get into certain positions. Like, I just don't understand. It doesn't sound like I'm tired. Look, today's been a tired day for me, and by tired I mean, no, by today I mean, you know, when I'm recording this. Obviously, when I'm editing and uploading, and when you guys are watching this, surely I'll be fine, surely. But I'm just hoping that the next election season doesn't have to determine everything in the world. Every time election season rolls around, they act like it's the freaking final destination. You know, they act like it's the most important thing to happen ever in history. They act like, I hate to mention this, but a certain a certain number after 8 and a certain number after 10, if you catch my drift. It's just super annoying to having to deal with, oh, you know, it's so important, you gotta do this and that. People, you know, fake activists, as Kendrick once said, I think, overnight activists, like people claiming that, you know, they know everything about this topic. And sure, I've done my fair share of overnight activism, or activizing, whatever. I've done my fair share of overnight protesting, and it's annoying when, you know, you look at somebody else, they act like they know everything about a concept, and you can clearly tell that they don't, because I'm gonna be real with you, that's me half the time when I make these Drivecasts. I just talk whatever the hell I want. I'm not a political science major, I'm not a psychology major. I don't know what goes into, you know, people voting into one candidate or the other, because, you know, we can talk about the whole nature versus nurture thing, about how certain people will vote for certain candidates just because they were, you know, they grew up a certain way. Maybe they belong to a certain type of household, a certain Judeo-Christian type of household, if you catch my drift. It's just really annoying to have this kind of shit infect. I don't know. It's really aggravating just to see it happen over and over again. And I know it's never going to stop, even with all the people that are voting nowadays, which the voting turnout in recent years has been amazing. You know, people encouraging each other to finally let their voice be seeked out. It's funny that millennials blame Gen Z for everything that's going on, but Gen Z are also the ones who started the trend of, hey, we're voting and we're here to stay. Sure, certain millennials were trailblazers and they tried to get that started, but it really was Gen Z that said, hey, you know what, fuck you, we have a voice. And not only are we going to let it out, we are going to take other people's voices and start incorporating them. You know, they're acting smarter, as if that, you know, that's how we're supposed to be. And I'm gonna be real with you, Gen Z is gonna break some kind of cycle. I don't know what, and I'm kind of scared, but they have the power to do a lot of things. And look, if you're a millennial, if you're a if you're a, you know, baby boomer or whatever generations are in between those, I understand the sentiment. You know, Gen Zers can be annoying, they can be brash, they can be very short-tempered, and have a short attention span. But, you know, they're smart. That's the one thing that, you know, separates them from a lot of people. That every generation grows smarter. This generation is no different. We're becoming more tech-savvy. That is a mushroom. That looks like a cloud that's giving a middle finger. I want to take a picture of that soon. But there is a reason to all this, and the reason I share this is because Gen Zers, even though we're not exactly the brightest, we are still passionate, and we're willing to let our voices be heard through votes such as these. And I'm really glad that shit like that actually gets to happen. You know, if your candidate loses, then boo-hoo. You know, it wasn't the most popular one. You didn't get enough people to your side. Well, sucks for you. Suck a lemon and try again next time. That's just how it naturally works. And I'm failing to see how certain groups of people are incapable of realizing that. It's painful to watch them, you know, trying to incite riots. It's annoying having to watch them trying to take over buildings that they're clearly not capable of, even though you know, they claim that they're able to, but, you know, let's be real, it's mostly overestimating, but whatever. I mean, okay, I get it. My point is, I'm not the biggest fan of politics, and I'm not the biggest fan of the voting cycle. So, if you enjoy this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more of my rants about politics, I don't really argue about politics that much, but when I do, I get tired and I get heated. So, if you want to see that again, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. This has been Cheesebait and the Chessbait Drivecast, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for driving with me.